I was the front runner at the Olympia, except Ronnie was.
Yeah, but
Ronnie.
you kept getting. You got second here and one here, second. So you were the front runner from both angles. So I don't know. At the end of the day, I love going to a show where I don't have a stake in the outcome. I want to see a good show.
Who would you root for, though? Would you root for Hottie because at the Olympia it was a close call, and he was the title holder, or would you root for Samson, who cleaned up after the Olympia, won it last year, has potentially, he's a UK guy.
Yeah,
he's going to go to the Ohio, and he's gonna win $450,000 possibly. How is that?
So
for a payday?
I'm gonna give a politically correct answer. I'm not rooting for. I just want the best guy to win. If it's Samson, I hope he wins. If it's Hottie, I hope he wins. If someone comes from the back and Antoine deserves a win, I hope he wins. So I just like seeing. I have no stake in the outcome there.
Are you looking forward to seeing the guy from Colombia?
Yeah, I mean, seeing him in person, we saw.
They say Chris was raving about him. Chris Cormier was like, "You have to see him in person." Kevin Levrone told me.
I'm sure he looks ridiculous he looks ridiculous on stage, but obviously in person, I'm sure he doesn't look real. I'm sure the only person I ever saw in my life that looked that cartoonish was Ronnie, and he looks like he might be more cartoonish than Ronnie. So I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Did you ever see Victor Richards?
I never saw him
in person. No, pretty incredible.
I'm sure he was because he was mid 300s. He wasn't that tall, was he?
So we will be present for Ohio and for UK. We have to get someone locked in for our traveling podcast. That's your job.
No, we just got to make sure. No, we're going to have plenty of time. Yeah, we can. I'm sure if I ask Brian for an area where we can set up the cameras and stuff, I'm sure we can.
I want Arnold, man. I want Arnold. I'm calling him out right now.
Okay, call it to the camera.
Yeah. Arnold, we want you on this podcast, and we'll come to you. How's that?
What if he denies? He's going to deny it.
You know what?
Just kidding.
I'm going to say, okay, it's either that or we'll have to grab a workout at Gold's Gym,
We'll set it up outside.
Maybe we can corner him in the water. I mean, he did it with
we can have
Logan,
have 3 people rush around him and set up the cameras quick.
That is my bucket list person for 24.
Yeah.
We've now crossed 100 episodes, okay? We didn't even talk about that.
I know.
Because it happened when we were on the road. 100 episodes, you guys. Can you imagine? We started this in my house, and, here we are.
What are you talking about? It's still in your house.
It's like, here we are, man. You were saying to me, gosh, 100. How many views?
I don't know. Over 10 million.
Okay.
I don't know. Over 10 million, I think.
That's crazy.
I could look it up right now. I don't know the exact numbers, but I know it's
Did you think it would ever go that far? And did you think the engagement from all our viewers, listeners, everyone else, because we're everywhere now. I mean, we're well over 50,000 subs now, and we're trending in the up and up. I mean, we've been very consistent doing week after week on this thing.
Yeah, I mean, I would say.
What was your expectation, though?
We didn't really have an expectation. We kind of just.
But you call me some nights and don't lie. Tell everyone what you say to me sometimes. You're really surprised that
No, I'm surprised that. You know why I think it does very well. There's a lot of inauthentic people out there. There's a lot of inauthentic, staged, whether they're podcasts, whether they're YouTube channels, whether they're Instagrams or whatever. There's a lot. This one here. This isn't a fancy production crew.
What are you talking about, man?
Oh, yeah, it's massive.
I wish we could show what it looks like.
I know. If people saw this, they wouldn't want to listen. There's no fancy crew. There's times people will message hey, man, you're engineer. There's no engineer. It's me. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just winging it. So there's nothing fabricated. There's nothing. We don't have teleprompters. We don't have all these, professional. This is just you and I sitting here talking. We only bring guests in person. We have no list of there's no pre-production meeting or this or this. We just turn the camera on and we just.
It's so
talk.
funny. So we were starting this thing, and he's like, "All right, so let's." And I said, "Just press go. Let's go." And we just started,
But you know what though? When you have that, when it's just a conversation, it's more authentic than if it's more of a stage production, because then it doesn't come across as
What's your
authentic.
take? What's your take on Derek winning the Olympia? Now he was just at Mel Chancey's show, the Holiday Classic, this past weekend, and he was there speaking, and he guest posed at Weinberger's show. Like the next week looked incredible. Of course, a week after Olympia, but he took his shirt off at a show. Did you see what he looked like? His back was
sure it looks
crazy.
ridiculous.
We should probably put a picture up there of what it looks like. But
You know what I really like for him, and I know we talk about this, and I hear a lot of the chatter behind the scenes with this. Derek won the 212, and he said, "I want to be Mr. Olympia," and he didn't call himself Mr. Olympia. He went and did what somebody who wants that title is supposed to do. He strapped him up, he came into the open, and he fought, and he earned it. And I like that for him, that he said, I want that title.
Well,
I want that.
dude. I mean, I
earned it.
saw Keon at the car classic shortly after, and he still discusses. He's 212 champ now, but he wants to be an open guy too.
I'm sure one day he will. I'm sure one day. Everything's a process. So like Keon just won this. Derek. Got to remember, Derek was top 2 for a while. Like he was right there.
Well, he fell to 5th, I think, one year or something.
Yeah.
So.
And then he was right in that mix right out the gate. And once he won, and he's like, okay, I proved myself on this level. Let me go to the next level.
Well, I just remember. I remember when Flex Lewis was talking about. He had won 7. He holds the record for 212, and he says, you know what, the hype of him doing the Open with that year, that he was kind of thinking, okay, I'm going to move in that direction. It was like crazy publicity, right?
Yeah.
And look at what Derek, he was able to say, you know what? And we sat here on this podcast and we questioned his choice of the Arnold Classic last year because it was big money. He got second at the Olympia. Boy, if he wins the Olympia, he's going to shove it down our throats that we thought he should have moved
I still
in that
think
direction.
he could have won both.
Yeah, he probably could.
I think he could have. Yeah,
guys have done that in the same year.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Brandon Curry did it. Dexter
did
did it.
yeah.
Ronnie did it. I mean, you were top 2 in the art. Like, of course, I believe he could have done it. I'm not going to say whether or not he should or shouldn't have done it, because that's his choice. That's him and his family and his wife and that's his choice, and that's the choice he made. But I think he could have won. He could have. I believe he could have. If he won the Olympia, he could have won the Arnold. I believe he could go in and win the Arnold this time around too, if he chose to.
Let me ask you this: the Samson we saw at the Prague show, which I believe was his final contest of the season, was that a better version than the Mr. Olympia? He was bigger at the Olympia.
I don't think so. I just, look, just like anything else.
What does he need to do? What does he need to do to win?
Just needs to get hard.
But
hard and conditioned. He's got all the size in the world.
Does he show up like last year and still win this contest?
No, I don't think so.
No? Why?
That's not going to work against Hadi.
Why? You think Hadi's going to nail his condition?
I think, and this is my opinion, I think Hadi's the most head-to-toe complete guy out there. For as far as conditioning, proportions, like around, I think that doesn't mean he can't be beat, because he can. Samson could overwhelm him. If Samson has enough conditioning, it's going to take more conditioning to beat Hadi. Because remember, Samson was kind of the odd guy out. With Derek and Hadi are more comparable. If let's just say it's Derek, or let's just say it's Samson and Hadi are the top 2, it's not the same, because Hadi's just nasty.
If there's
everywhere.
anyone on that list that we have for the current Ohio contest, is there anyone that stands out that could shake up the top 5 that maybe we're not talking about?
Let's see. So we got Rafael Brandau.
Okay, so we haven't seen what he's took a year off to get bigger, and
look, he beat Samson. Yeah, no, he got second to Samson in Prague. Regan got 3rd. He's in there. Hadi, Samson, Horse MD.
He's pretty good. He's pretty good. Yeah,
he's right up there. John De La Rosa, Mohammed Shaban, James Hollingshead.
James is a guy that we haven't
seen him in a minute.
Yeah.
Andrew Jacked, which Andrew was in the mix to win last year. If he would have won the Arnold last year, I don't think people would have complained. It was just an opinions. Nexzilla, which we haven't seen. Justin Rodriguez, Antoine, and Akeem Williams. So that's
a great lineup.
It's a really, really good lineup. And I mean, I would assume it's Hottie,
Do you
Andrew,
think
and Samson.
Nexzilla can shake it up?
My personal opinion, I don't.
I hate to say it, Nexzilla. What's his? It's Rubio.
Rubio.
Okay, let's not be disrespectful because
So again,
he's got a lot more than a neck now, for sure.
Yes.
You know?
I would say there's a lot of guys in that lineup that are big and shapely. And I think he might have a little bit harder time against guys that are look, I mean, I know he's huge, but Samson's pretty damn big. And Andrew is pretty damn big. And Hottie, for his height, he doesn't have a weakness. So I think he's going to have I'm assuming he's going to be compared, but I don't know what he's going to look like in that mix, you know. So we'll see. I mean, anytime you have Hottie in a show, you're going to have to be conditioned. And he's got the Olympia hardware to back him, and that, I think that matters. So, but
was it surprising that he entered this contest or put in for it?
No, I think, just look, I don't know Hottie at all. I know him as good as you do, but just from the outside looking in, it just seems like he's a guy that loves competing,
training,
and loves bodybuilding. And I would be willing to bet you, and we could ask Connie this or someone else, I'd be willing to bet you winning an Arnold Classic trophy's on his bucket list too. It can't, there's no way.
Pretty cool to have the governor give you.
Of course. There's no way anyone can ever tell me that they say, yeah, I just want to win the Olympia. And you mean to tell me you don't want to have Arnold Schwarzenegger hand you a trophy?
Talk a little bit about the Classic physique.
So Classic, we have
our buddy Urs in there. We have Ramon. We have Breon. We
Eric
have
Brown.
Terrence Ruffin, right?
No, Terrence I don't think is
okay.
Darren Farrell, Urs, and let's see, Courage Opara.
Yeah.
Damian Patrick.
Good, yep.
Emmanuel Riccati. No, Terrence Ruffin is on here.
Okay.
I thought he said he wasn't doing it. He was opening a gym.
So we have a
and
battle.
Wesley Vissers.
Okay. Who we saw in UK win over there. He looked tremendous.
Look, I mean, when you look at this lineup, you have the former champion. Breon's a former champion. He's a former Olympia winner. Terrence is a former champion. Yep. Urs has got second. I mean, this is outside of C-Bum. What else could you have here? What else? Like, who else could you add to this that would... This right here is the Olympia lineup minus C-Bum.
So let's talk about the break that these guys have had between. It's a little longer than last year because December was the year prior, right? Olympia. So now they have a little more time to prep. Yeah. I can speak from this because, like, I had the same gap. Well, actually a little more, but
yeah. But
I pretty much had a month off of, like, just getting into a normal routine, enjoying some of the holidays, and then it was like full tilt back.
Yeah.
So, you know, the mindset has to stay on track. You know, these guys in Classic who have to make weight caps, you know, obviously they had to pay a little more attention, especially during the holidays, right?
Because some of these guys are massive in the offseason.
Yeah. I mean, they get a lot bigger, so that division's grown tremendously. And
who would you say the front runner is Ramon just because he won last and he got second?
You know, I mean, yeah, but
who can beat him?
I mean, Urs, maybe. I mean, Ramon's, he's, since they increased the weight cap, I think he's holding a little more. And, you know, listen, I heard mixed opinions at the Olympia on Ramon and C-Bum. C-Bum, I don't think dominated like he did the year prior. I felt like Ramon had closed that gap a little more. But C-Bum's stage presence definitely puts him head and shoulders above.
You know what it
so
is?
I'm hoping that we see Ramon with a little more confidence, stage presence, you know, those things. Because, you know, listen, Urs is very polished, right? I mean, Terrence is the best poser in all of
I've always said Terrence.
bodybuilding,
I think Terrence is one of the most complete head-to-toe bodybuilders.
And we saw the best Breon ever. Almost. I mean, questionable. Like, but was he better than when he won it? I mean, this was the best he had been in some time, right?
You know what it is when I think about this lineup and we're talking about like C-Bum versus other guys. C-Bum has a je ne sais quoi. And for people that don't know what that means, he's got the it factor.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
And that it factor matters.
He's got it all around, honestly.
And it's something you can't describe it. Mm-hmm. You can't point it and say that's what it is. But when he gets out there and next to the other guys, he just stands out. Even if guys have better arms than him, or they have better legs, or they have better... your eyes go back to him. He's got the je ne sais quoi. And until somebody else comes up there that takes it, I don't know. don't know if he's. I kind of wish C-Bomb would have done a show like this, because that would have been cool.
Hey,
seeing.
He's got so many great things going on.
It's
right
like,
now.
but there's got to be on his bucket list of Arnold Schwarzenegger's walking across the stage to hand me an award.
But
That's
shout out to C-Bum, man, Entrepreneur of the Year.
Of course.
Capitalizing on his success. I mean, developing the fan base that he has. Traveling. He did travel extensively this year. Even kind of before his prep, he did a lot of different events. He just came back from Dubai, and I mean, it's a great year for a lot of these guys. But he's definitely leading the pack.
But for me, the most important part of the weekend is watching Angelica get back on stage.
So bikini, do we have Laura Lee coming back to defend her title?
Yep, Laura Lee is on there. Let me pull this up right here. We have...
And Angelica's coming back after, what, a 2 or 3 year hiatus?
So we have... Well, she her last show was 2020, and she's had 2 kids. So we got Angelica, we got Amanda Piera, we got Isa Pacini, we got Otiva Maza, we got Phoebe, we got Ellie Fernandez, Ana Escobar, Amy Delgado, Laura Lee, Tamika Carter, Mia Augusta, and Rhoda Ali.
It seems to be Laura Lee's she always seems to peak well at this show, right?
I mean, look, obviously, I'm going to be biased. There's only, I think Issa's the only one that's beat Angelica on this stage. I think Laura Lee got like one place behind her when she didn't win. And then when they did compete at the Arnold last, I do believe Angelica beat her. So I would say Laura Lee is going to, on paper, since she's the returning champion. And obviously, Issa's won the show in the past. Angelica's won 2 here and 2 in Australia, so she's got 4. And obviously, Amy Delgado, local, she's moving up the ranks. And this will be a really good show.
Let's talk about Thor's return.
That's going to be probably one of the biggest things of the weekend.
Why? I mean,
I don't know the reason he's coming back. I mean, he's so young.
You saw they just had the volcano explode in Iceland, right?
Oh, they did? No, I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, it's crazy.
No, I mean, he was obviously going to get crazy hype because of he was the Mountain in Game of Thrones. He won the world's strongest man, and he was always that guy. I think he's like an Arnold favorite because
he's pretty young still.
I think he's like 30 or 31. I think he is. But I always remembered he was the only guy up there that had a 6-pack. And all the other guys are just big, and he looked like a bodybuilder kind of. And as he started progressing and winning, he obviously, the 6-pack went away, and he just got bigger and bigger.
It's just amazing what the strongman division in that, like, it exploded. And, we look at the pioneers, with even, like, the people that we communicate, like Eddie and Brian and all these
I always
guys,
remember
right?
Magnus for Magnuson and all these guys on ESPN, Metrics World. Remember with Lou Ferrigno?
But Mark Henry won the first one when I was 2002, right? And I remember Bill Kazmaier.
Bill Kazmaier.
But how much it's transitioned? I mean, remember Franco Colombo did World's Strongest Man.
Him and I remember they were doing that thing where they were turning and it was.
But he also bent the bar,
Yep. No, I mean, I don't know when I'm looking at this, they have. Why am I forgetting the guy's name from Ukraine? He's in it. I wonder if it's on this list or not. No, I don't think so. I want to say they have 4 or 5 world's strongest men in this. Yeah, I think they do. They got I'm forgetting some of the guys' names, but obviously have Thor, and he's going to have all the cameras on him. One other thing that we didn't talk about, because I know we don't really talk about it a whole lot here, is Franciale is doing the Arnold.
So she has not.
She's never done it, and she's a 3-time Olympian. She's the reigning and defending 3-time champion of the wellness division at the Olympia, and she's doing the Arnold. And
What do you think drew her to do that? You think people just look to put that feather in their cap
I still think no matter what, it still comes down to Arnold is still that guy, and it's got to be on people's bucket list to have him to win the show. It's not about I mean, you can go to a lot of people that have won multiple shows, like having that picture there, and Arnold's not 25 years old. He's getting, getting that opportunity to get that picture with him and win his show. That's something that matters.
Arnold Classics made me the business mogul that
Made you
I
a millionaire.
became.
Just say it.
Yeah.
Without it, you wouldn't. And I've said this to other people.
That was the link.
Yep.
Listen, Olympia was great.
You were already successful when you
New
won
York
Olympia.
Pro, which was the Night of Champions. Like,
Yes.
I bought my first house. I talked about that. But those Arnold Classic wins put me to another level because they fell at the time where I was able to capitalize and invest money, save money, and get further ahead and establish a bigger fan base, the notoriety, the respect, and most importantly, it fell like in that sequence of life where I was around that 30-year-old mark, and it's like people talk about that catapult, right? That mindset and the expectations, and it gave me that credibility.
Of course.
And I won it 3 years in a row, which never's been
But
done,
if you
right?
think about this, and I've said this to other guys coming up, the money you made off that is still working for you today, indirectly.
but also the notoriety I made off that.
Of course, winning the governor in one of the most look, I know sometimes people in our industry take it for granted. He's one of the most famous people to ever walk this planet. And he's done a tremendous amount for this. If it wasn't for Arnold, I would have never. I remember watching Conan as a kid and seeing the big muscle guy. I'm sure all of us at some point or another
Commando
was
was the movie
motivated.
that motivated
of course.
me.
Or
Twins,
Predator,
yeah.
and he's squeezing, with the shake. Like, you are winning that show matters. If somebody said right now, if someone walked in here off the street, a male guy, hey, do you know what the Mr. Olympia is? No, what is that? Do you know who Arnold Schwarzenegger is? Oh, yeah. Well, I won his show, and that's the title made
That's how I
him
used to
famous.
explain it, They'd say, what do you do? I compete in bodybuilding. I've won the biggest title in the world. I actually just carried it through. I'm like, it's called Mr. Olympia. Arnold won it 7 times.
Exactly.
If I said Lee Haney or Dorian Yates, it would be a
wouldn't know.
limited audience that would know, right? It's like
Yes.
people saying Jay Cutler, and he won, they wouldn't know, right?
Yep. And it's still that prestigious. So I love going to the Arnold just because it's not I get it, like for the Olympia, you win a show, you go to it. It's hand selected. It's not this, massive show where there's hundreds of people. This is the best. Obviously there's, Derek would be Derek or Nick or whoever else isn't doing it, will be at the Olympia, but it's hand selected and you sit up there and you just get to watch the show. And like I said, me not having especially for men's open or even classic, like I'm friends with guys and I want everyone to do well, but I don't have like invested interest in
You
who
do it in
wins.
the bikini division.
Well, I do it, yeah, because that's, me and Angelica go back to where she couldn't even speak English. So me seeing her progress and looking at her, I'm like, hey man, look, I know she's 39 and I know she had 2 kids. She's going to hurt some feelings.
Well,
I can
Columbus,
see it.
Ohio, first weekend of March, we will be in the house. So, Christmas plans. Okay, I dropped Angie at the airport this morning. She's in Jersey with the family. I'm going to spend. We have Daisy sitting over here. She's
Stage name of
We should put her on.
yeah. Well, we're going to put Capone and Daisy, and we're going to see how many views it gets.
Yeah, we're going to see how many.
We're going to put them on prop, and I'm going to show you guys how well behaved my dogs are. They'll actually just sit there and look around. Because anytime you come to like LA Fit Expo, which we're heading there, I think it's our next appearance.
20th.
Wow.
We'll have the dogs there. But so Christmas, we're wrapping up another year. I hope we kind of want to do a year in review.
We'll do one before
possibly.
I go. Yeah.
Okay.
I think we're going to do it the next couple of days.
So we'll kind of wrap up everything and kind of lead into 24. We already have a crazy schedule. I mean, we're already looking at Germany, obviously UK. Right away, we have the Cutler shows, in full effect.
Guy Sister
now.
Nino's gym opening.
Yes, March 23rd. So we
Steve
have a full
Weinberger's
schedule.
event.
Yes,
Steve first.
February, first weekend of
And
February.
even for me, like I have an Italy trip, I have a Qatar trip, going to Africa on 3 days. Like my schedule's going to be ridiculous.
Yeah, so we will get back on, but we just wanted to come on and kind of give a little wrap up of what we've been doing the last couple weeks, because I know we had guests or whatever, but we want to make sure we guys keep you in touch with just ourselves too. But everything is good. I'm training 7 days a week. I'm in full swing. Hopefully we can get you back from South Africa and get you on a training program and give you a little more motivation.
Look at that. Look at that.
We don't want to get into how that's built, you know. But we appreciate you guys following along. Make sure you guys comment below. What do you guys think about the Arnold Classic versus the Olympic? Who is your front runners? If you guys have a favorite in there.
Yeah.
And listen, I think we're going to title this, so Arnold, I Want You. Okay? So we're really going to...
Arnold, I want you on the podcast.
Yes, I want you. So big shout out to Schwarzenegger. Big shout out to all these competitors, and most importantly, shout out to all those people that are listening, following along. Please comment. Tell us about your year. Tell us about 2024 plans. Tell us about your picks. And most importantly, stay healthy. And we'll see you guys at the next episode. Appreciate it so much.
What's up, guys? Hope you all are doing well. I wanted to let you know that our Black Friday sale, which is our biggest sale we have ever done, is now live on shawstrength.com. It includes Evolution Athletics, Undefined Nutrition, and Shaw Strength. The more you spend, the more that you get. So you can get cool things like this free signed picture, a gym towel, this awesome Christmas ornament, a shaker bottle. So if you are interested, please head over to shawstrength.com right now. Appreciate all the support, guys, and let's get into the video. What's up, guys? Hope you all are doing well. I am here with none other than Mr. Jay Cutler. We are in Las Vegas at the Torture Gym, getting ready to train some back.
Something different this time. I mean, last time we did arms. I hated seeing you kneeling down.
For the
yeah.
What was that, tricep?
Yeah. So, but you also had to kneel down to do that. Remember, we had to do the cables. So I said, you know what? I want to do something that is a little more challenging this time. And I know we were working towards the bodybuilding physique the last time. We were talking about maybe the competition.
Yes.
And it's a little different. I know you're into some other activities now, which we're not going to get into
We
today.
we didn't take bodybuilding completely off the.
Okay, so
the table,
I know there's a couple more goals, but so we're at Torture Gym in Las Vegas. Great to have you out here. We're going to do some back training today. We'll pick a few exercises that probably maybe you've never
Well, it's
tried
new
some
equipment.
of these.
It's new equipment too. So
yeah,
that'll
that's
be a
the
lot of
unique
fun.
thing about Torture Gym is there is equipment here that not a lot of people have seen, and I'm sure you don't have up where you live. So I want to get on a couple other pieces, maybe show you a couple things, and we're going to focus on repetitions. That's the one thing we're going to focus on. So
Okay.
it's going to be 8 to 12 repetitions, and see if we can get pumped up, man.
I love it, man. Well, Jay just rolls in pumped. I don't know if you guys saw that. I might have caught him in the back with like a band,
Yeah. I
you
was
know, or
warming
something.
up.
You know. Time to rock and roll. Let's go.
I'm going to do this reverse grip.
Okay.
I hope you can fit in this.
I'm following you, brother. Let's do it.
Yeah, so I'm gripping it like this. I mean, you have a lot of different handles here. I don't know what your favorite option is, but what's the secret formula there you're drinking?
Secret formula. Pre-workout. Undefined, man.
There you go. Pretty light, so we'll get so maybe 10 reps, 12 reps. So we're just engaging the lats on this now, right? So
Easily. Good. Oh.
So really what I'm trying to do is just really kind of get some blood in there, engage. Now I won't go super heavy. I expect you to go a little heavier.
Okay. There we go. Good.
How many reps we focusing?
You said 12?
I think 12. Just a couple warm-up sets, feel sets. It's normally what I do like 2 feel sets and usually like 3 working sets. Do you ever use straps?
Sometimes you mean just for back movements in general?
Yeah, because I know you guys use straps sometimes on your heavy lifts, right?
Deadlift for sure.
Yeah. So would you use a strap on this ever?
For me, I tried to stay away from them just to build the grip. So it'd be that grip endurance. But certain, like, I'd go real heavy with like a cable row.
Yeah.
And sometimes I would work up to where my grip was the failure point. Then add the strap in just for like one more set, just to overload it.
But that's allowed in the lifts that you guys do, right?
Typically, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Other than if it's a grip event like a farmer's block or frame or something.
I just use it. That's why you use the chalk.
Yes, yeah. They're probably gonna get hurt.
No, it's okay.
I did it in secret. Like I pulled it out of my bag and put it on, and now it's getting on the handles.
That's okay. It's helping my grip a little bit. So
If you want some, we can. It'll be secret, you know. Nice. Nice. Get him. Good. Come on. Good. Yep. Easy. Good. I feel naked if I don't chop, you know? Don't do you know that?
Yeah.
Feel that?
What are you going to go up to?
What do you do?
Yeah. So 4?
4, 10 reps with 4.
Done. Let's go.
So I'm going to challenge.
Take the 5. Come on. You're the strongest man on earth. You can do 5. There's proof. I know I can do 5. We're trying to stick with the 10
reps. Sorry.
It's reps. Okay?
Reps.
Yeah, it's important. You follow your game plan. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so you should have a good pump by now, right? You're feeling
Yeah,
it a
I
little
feel
bit?
good.
Yeah. Okay, so heaviest sets right here, guys. Easy, come on. Here you go. No, it's okay.
He's got this. He's used to things.
There you go. Come on. You lift the machine. Heaviest weight ever in torture gym. They wanted you to do 5. He probably would have tipped the machine over, dude.
Let's go, Jay. Let's go. Nice.
North American?
There you go. Good. Nice. Good work.
Can't fit, see? I won't go any, I can't put it up anymore. Okay. Come on, Brian, let's go. Push.
All right, next set, I'm gonna join you.
See, I did double sets.
What do you think?
It's up to you, bro. I'm willing to do a one-arm dumbbell row. We can do that cable row. Everyone wants to use this, so we can use this. We can do this machine. You want to
What's
try
a
this?
standing-
Yeah, it's a standing, so it's like a one-arm dumbbell row, same thing.
Perfect.
So let's start with 2. I'll probably work with 2, stay with 2, and we'll put Brian to 5. Brian can do 5 on this because he won't tip it over.
I have to stand on top. Good. Easy. Come on. Good.
This was my favorite exercise when I was winning Olympias, was the one-arm dumbbell row. So 200-pound rows usually.
For 12.
Dumbbell, yeah. I
And
felt
would
this,
you
this
do-
length in the lat, you get that stretch, right?
Would you do them off a bench or?
I would do them, so this would be the dumbbell rack,
Yep.
and I would roll like this.
I like that one too. Where you
So
put
this-
one hand on the dumbbells, right?
One hand on the rack to balance.
That's good. 200 pounds.
Winded me though.
Oh yeah.
It was a windful, because remember you're doing 12,
And then
12, like 24 reps, right?
Yes. Yep, yep. And you just like, did you like it because of the stretch, range of motion?
Yes, I felt like you could engage the whole lat and you stretch,
All
right?
the way back. Yeah. Because I see you with this one too.
Yeah, you'll
it's like
see
an
I
opening.
so I stretch so that I'm engaging on the lat all the way out.
Yeah. Nice.
All right, so what are we going to start with? 3 here,
3? Is that what it is? Okay.
I think. The camera guy shoots you all the time. He knows. What kind of weight can Brian do is the question.
Sign off in like 5 minutes though.
Well, apparently I'm
Sorry,
starting with
what's
3
going on?
because Jay Cutler says so. Yeah.
You see the back of me just doing this.
Engage down. Really good. Right now with 3.
That's a good feel.
Yeah, so typically, you know, the hardest part when people trained with me when I was my biggest and baddest, it was my speed. So I would rest 45 to 60 seconds. So literally, you'd go, I go. So a lot of times I train with people, and it was like, okay, my weight's the only weight that matters. So don't change the plate. So literally, they step off, I step in.
Sure.
So the endurance was really an important factor, right? So the speed. So 45 to 60 seconds rest, which really helped with my cardio to help me stay leaner and bigger.
conditioning
Yeah,
was
290. Yes.
Yeah.
So I felt really good when I was, when I was training for a contest and I actually came down in weight. I just got faster and faster, with recovery. Because
You would push or shorten up the rest period.
I would in 45 seconds. Yeah. Way different from what you guys do, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Nice, Jay. Good.
Okay, tell me how that weight felt.
I think it was good if we stay with 12s, especially if you want to push the speed. Yeah.
I want to give you endurance, like
Okay. Let's go.
get that pre-workout.
Yeah.
Okay. Good control. Yeah, so it's funny when I train with you, I want to, train with the strongest guy on earth. I'm like, I expect him to do I want to just see how many plates he can do on this thing.
Sure.
We're trying to think about repetitions, not like power training. These guys are sitting here watching, wanting you to break all records.
Sure. Let's go, Jake. Let's go, Jake. Nice, brother. Good, good, good. Come on.
Jernzeet, how are you?
Nice work. Get him, get him, get him, get him.
200 and you made it 200.
Good.
Let's for the end and for Journey and for Toad.
That long stretch,
Okay.
which a lot of people don't
I'm good,
know.
nice.
Open that lat up.
Would you say I'm opening up far enough? Okay.
Perfect, because you're drawing out, engaging, and
Nice, thanks for being here, Journey.
Now with this,
It's crazy. Aw, thank you. Thank you, Journey. You rule.
Central part as well. So like what I'm obviously used to is
you're powering through.
Thank you.
engage, pull
I gotta
forward.
eat now. I gotta eat.
So
I didn't eat
ideally,
very much today.
Like you're coming up and you're really
Your streams are crazy good. Oh,
A little more.
they are.
Not as much of a snap.
Got it. Yeah. And I think
great.
that's probably one of the biggest differences is
Yeah, because that's what you're used to doing.
under control.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the thing that I would say that I like more trying to do is always the eccentric, still control it. So even though I'm pulling really hard or whatever, really hard, it's always under control. So I can stop. Like if you told me to stop mid pull here, I could just stop, right? So I'm not losing the control. And that's, I think it's just the always programming that explosive.
I just wonder, with explosiveness comes using other body parts to make it happen.
100%.
Right?
Yeah.
So instead of engaging, try to isolate and really think about that mind to muscle where, okay, I'm dragging the lat, right?
And I think that's probably one of the biggest differences, because I would be training a movement, not necessarily a muscle specifically. Whereas this, it's like, okay, we're going to target something.
Yes.
I need to have a connection.
Yes, it's
to
not
that
about the
one.
lift, it's about the contraction and isolation and feeling, okay, this is going to work this area.
Totally.
Right?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that'd be great if you stream more. I guess you were before. Yeah. Nice. That's awesome.
You're strong enough.
I give your stream 5 out of 5, even though I can't understand Dutch sometimes.
Good, nice. So we did this. Let's work on this. We're gonna stretch it out.
We're gonna raid somebody.
I'm excited to try this.
No.
It's been a minute since
We're gonna
I
raid.
used this, so I'm gonna start with 2, I think, on this. So I'm gonna try to push myself up.
Okay.
So I want to try to create this so I kind of keep the chest up and really engage the lats, right?
Okay.
Instead of sitting too far back and your people are leaning in with it. And see how close I'm sitting in, bro. I just don't know how far you'll be able to go in.
Red screens?
So this is really pulling on my lats right now. So we talked
Yeah,
about
we're gonna
double
raid red
bicep,
screens.
lat spread.
Want to stream English and talk Dutch? That's all good. I mean, I appreciate that you stream in English. Kidding me?
Good.
And I appreciate you. Yo, Toad, thank you for the sub, bro.
Good work.
Sour Stash, Christian, Moonraker, everybody, thank you.
Alright, so you're really gonna feel when you
Okay, Jordan Z.
reps,
Merry Christmas.
when
I
you're
may
coming
stream
up,
before
bro,
Christmas,
you're
maybe
gonna
not.
feel the expansion of the lats.
Okay.
You're gonna see the difference. Okay.
You will.
Yeah.
So I don't know if is this too light is the question. Huh? All right, we're gonna put 3.
Okay.
12 reps on this. Okay, first set. First set. This is an easy set. How's that feel? Feel that?
Yeah, it's good.
See those lats come out. Good.
That's a different angle, for sure.
What do you think?
I mean, it's not. Actually, I really do like it. It's just different for me because a lot of the lat pulls that I did